my stuff? You think I sleep with a full phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me.
Well, after this new report, Andrew Tate's biggest fanboys have some more explaining to do. Hey guys, welcome back to the show, your home for independent and nonpartisan commentary on politics, media, internet insanity, and more. This is a little bit of all of the above, I guess. As you can tell, I am on the road. I had to go back to Michigan for a family funeral, so that was an unexpected bit of travel, but of course, it's important stuff to do in life. Shout out to Anthony, who watches my videos and works at the airport and stopped me. I always love encountering y'all in the wild. But shout out to you, King. Nice to meet you, and to all of you guys. But we are going to talk about something serious, but also kind of hilarious in this episode, which is the mounting new evidence we're learning about against the alpha male and alleged sex criminal Andrew Tate, who, as you probably know, is currently being held in the U.S. pending extradition to the United Kingdom, which means being sent there to face trial on numerous very serious charges. He is a British citizen, and these date back to the time he spent in the country years ago. Anyway, there was just a Free Andrew Tate rally in Miami, and it's actually, I was going to go, but then I couldn't because this travel came up. I was going to go and interview some of the folks, so maybe they'll do another one, but I guess I'll just have to insert a clip here so you can get a vibe of what it was like at this momentous and very serious event.
Free Top G! 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 Free Top G!
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. I would have loved to ask these young men exactly what it is they appreciate about Andrew Tate and why they're so confident that he's somehow innocent. And I would have loved to ask them to explain this, a big story that just broke in the New York Post. Here's the headline. Accused rapists Andrew and Tristan Tate had cache of passports under aliases, including a Bond villain. And then they show one of these passports. We're going to get into the details, but yeah, you know, just normal things that super innocent people always do is have fake passports to different countries under fake names. Yeah, I do that all the time. Oh, wait, I don't. And I've literally never met anyone who does because I don't hang out with alleged criminals. Anyway, here are the details of this story. Accused rapist brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate kept multiple passports under different aliases to travel abroad, including one name ripped from a James Bond novel. Tristan Tate had a Mexican passport with his photograph and date of birth, but under Vladimir Scorpius, the name of the main villain in the 007 spy novel Scorpius, according to court documents, against the misogynist influencers, facing dozens of charges for rape and sex trafficking. Now, this is diabolical because don't you think somebody might recognize that name? Like, you're not, once again, not only do they do crimes, which having a fake passport is in and of itself a crime, right? But then they always loudly broadcast them and make them extremely easy to catch and detect. So I just have no sympathy for these guys whatsoever, and I don't know how anybody can pretend they're like, oh, they're clearly upstanding citizens. You know, just like how most upstanding citizens get fake passports and then name them after villains also. It's not even like a reference to a character who is morally ambiguous or who is maybe the good guy in some work of fiction. They name themselves after the villain. How much more comical could you get of a self-report? Really? Anyway, here's more. Tristan also posted an online video of himself on a ship declaring, "I'm Vladimir Scorpius," and registered a UK company called Scorpius Ltd, in an apparent nod to the fictional arms dealer who appeared in the 1988 novel penned by John Gardner. Andrew Tate, meanwhile, openly bragged on social media about having 8 lives, 8 licenses, and passports, and evading authorities in multiple countries, according to the document. British investigators discovered evidence of this Mexican passport. And this is the Vladimir Scorpius one. Well, I'll put this on screen so you can see. He looks like a villain in it. And the Post reports he's alleged to have a stash of travel documents from the UK, US, Estonia, Nigeria, Poland, and the tiny Pacific island nation of Vanuatu. I don't know that nation, British prosecutors said, of course. Anyway, so this is deeply suspicious and suspect, and there's really no innocent explanation for that. And is it even really alleged at this point if they admitted to having fake passports and stuff? I don't know. That's not really alleged territory at that point. That's just confirmed. And it's yet another among the many things that make these guys look guilty as hell. Of course, everybody is innocent till proven guilty. Everybody deserves their day in court, but we don't have to blindfold ourselves and pretend nothing to see here, just an innocent man. And we certainly shouldn't be clowning ourselves and standing and demanding that they be freed because why? Because it's all the Matrix or something. I don't know. Did the Matrix make them get fake passports? Did the Matrix make them brag about it on social media? I've seen some of the videos they're referencing here. It's like, this is probably one of the easiest prosecutions some of these prosecutors will work on in their entire career. Genuinely. Because the evidence is just all on Google. It's like, imagine you go to Harvard Law and you become a prosecutor, or I guess in the UK, or, I mean, right now it's in federal court in the US for them to be extradited, but like, imagine in the UK, you wear your fancy wig like they do to be a barrister in the highest courts of the land, and then you have to prosecute these cartoonish idiots who just admit to many of their alleged crimes on social media. It's almost got to probably be frustrating. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, you should hear this. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body image issues, but did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. The recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. Now, Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they caused. Click the link in my bio to take a short quiz, as you may be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. Now back to the show. But then this is another reason why it's like, people are like, oh, why are they being held? Why aren't they being given bail? Why aren't they free until their extradition hearing? Well, it's because they bragged on social media many times about evading, legal accountability. And they literally have fake passports and identities. I don't know how much more clear of a flight risk, right? Somebody who you don't want to release on bail because you worry they'll just flee and try to evade accountability in the legal process. Could you come up with, if I asked you to, a more clear-cut example than these two? I certainly couldn't. Anyway, the last bit of the New York Post article is here. The details about the manosphere influencers' slew of identities were revealed in new filings from the British Embassy in Washington this week in the Southern District of Florida, opposing the brothers' bid to be released on bond as they fight extradition to the UK. The filing warns they are a flight risk and includes dozens of posts by Andrew Tate that, quote, I can't even read them with a straight face, demonstrate that he has access to multiple passports and that he is willing to use false identities to evade law enforcement. British prosecutors also claim that there are, quote, substantial grounds to believe that Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate would attempt to identify and interfere with witnesses if released. So how are they even doing this? Like, if they were even remotely serious or honest, they wouldn't even ask for bail. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it's worth a shot. Worst you can say is no. But it's like, what? Their lawyer is an absolute clown, by the way, as we will get into. But what lawyer could genuinely look a judge in the eye and be like, I request my clients be released on bail. They are not a flight risk. But that's what they're asking. And then I'm sure they'll play the victim and act like they're being persecuted when they inevitably get denied bail. But it's like, you literally have fake passports and identities. Hello? Anyway, this all reminds me, them having this like incredibly guilty seeming or incriminating thing with the passports reminds me of my favorite Andrew Tate clip that I'm going to insert here. It's back from when he was on Candace Owens' podcast, who, by the way, should be asked sometime soon by her fans or by the next interviewer who gets to ask her some questions if she still stands by her friends, super innocent, super upstanding fighters for, I don't know, conservative values or whatever it is she pretends to see as positive value in them. She should be asked if she stands by them and if she's still proud to have them as close friends. Anyway, here's my favorite clip from when he was on her podcast. Watch this.
Come get me, arrest me, perp walk me, put me on the news, tell everyone I'm a human trafficker. You think I'm not versed? You think I'm not ready? I'm a Navy SEAL in this shit. Come get me, raid my house, take my stuff. You think I sleep with a phone full of evidence? You think I don't wipe my phone every night? You think I'm dumb? Come get me, arrest me.
It's just like, how much more guilty could this guy come off? What do you mean? You think I don't wipe my phone of evidence every night? I mean, is that a thing that innocent people do? I literally have never wiped my phone. I've deleted apps to make space when my memory fills up or whatever it's called. Because you can't download something new. It won't download or it won't update an app because you're out of space. That's the closest I have ever come in my life to wiping my phone because there's nothing to wipe. What do you want? I mean, there's thousands of pictures of my, may he rest in peace, dog Reggie. It's like there's nothing to wipe. Why would I ever wipe my phone? What are they going to find on there, Andrew? What would they have found on there? To all the people who somehow still delude themselves into thinking this is some man who's being unfairly persecuted and has done nothing wrong, then what is he wiping? Okay? Because that's the thing. You don't wipe planted evidence if the narrative from his Stans and Simps is like, oh, well, they or the Matrix is going to like put fake evidence on his phone or something. Well, then wiping makes no difference. I mean, that would have been if Candace Owens had been doing serious journalism and interviewing him rather than just like laundering the reputation and doing PR for an alleged sex criminal because he's her personal friend or something. Anyway, that would have been a pretty natural follow-up question, don't you think? Oh, Andrew Tate, you wipe your phone every night? What are you wiping? Crazy. And I want to touch on one final thing related to this story, because I keep seeing these sob stories about how terribly the Tates are being treated in prison in detention here in Miami, and I don't believe any of it. Of course, like I can't say for sure, but I think they're probably just being treated as any federal detainee awaiting extradition process is treated, but they post these sob stories and elaborate claims about how horrifically they're being abused, so much so that the DOJ has directly released evidence to refute their narratives. Here's a headline from the Miami New Times. Andrew Tate said he had no commissary, which refers to the stores where you can purchase stuff inside prisons or jails. DOJ brought receipts. Ramen, snacks, and enough dorm room fare to raise questions about Andrew Tate's claim that he had, quote, no commissary in Miami jail. Anyway, so they actually were claiming this. They were running with this on social media. Here's a tweet from Andrew Tate. He said, I am being held in SHU, the highest level of scrutiny which exists. No commissary, no visits, no contact with the outside world. My neighbor is a cannibal who screams throughout the night. So that statement alone should have been a red flag, because do you know what people can't do when they have no contact with the outside world? They can't post tweets, Andrew Tate. Now, their rejoinder is that, well, it's his team tweeting on his behalf. Okay, and how are they getting the message from him if he has no contact with the outside world? How are they getting told what to post? They're not. Or they are, because they are in fact in contact with the outside world and they have the same access to counsel and visitors as anyone else. It's all ridiculous and fake. And the details of the commissary orders actually get that. So here's some more from this article. Quote, if you indulge Joe McBride, Andrew and Tristan Tate's attorney, you might actually feel bad for the conditions the brothers are experiencing in jail. Chemical spray seeping into their special housing units, cameras in meeting rooms that listen to and transcribe every word exchanged. Again, I thought they were having no contact with the outside world. but now they're getting visitors. See, it's just they have no credibility. Of course, I don't want anyone mistreated in jail or prison, especially if they have yet to even be proven guilty of a crime. But it's like, I just can't believe anything they say, you know? Anyway, more from this article. Quote, "They're being punished cruelly and unusually," Mike McBride said during a podcast. "They're not eating right, drinking right, or sleeping right. Oh no, are the Tate brothers not getting their beauty sleep? Let me get out my tiny violin." And again, it's like, I just don't believe this. So he says they're not eating right or they're not getting enough to eat. And in reality, they're getting more than even just like prison square meals a day. Here's from the story. Newly released U.S. Department of Justice commissary receipts tell a different story, at least when it comes to the eating part. The newly released records show the brothers are eating less like deprived detainees and more like college freshmen with a stocked dorm room. On August 5th, Andrew and Tristan Tate purchased identical commissary hauls, including ramen noodles in chili, roasted chicken, and low-sodium chicken flavors, Snickers and Twix bars, turkey and Swiss combo sticks, spicy sweet chili Doritos, and of course, Colombian coffee to undoubtedly fuel those late-night tweets. Altogether, the brothers spent approximately $75 at the commissary, according to the records. So this story is just funny because it just shows you that they are not, in fact, suffering cruel and unusual punishment. And more broadly, it shows that you really can't take any of their sob story claims about how terribly they're being treated. You can't take them seriously at all. And again, everybody deserves due process, but I absolutely believe they can, should, and will be extradited to the United Kingdom. And then there, I suspect, again, innocent until proven guilty, I suspect these men are guilty of at least some of the crimes they have been accused of. And I don't know, what could possibly give us that impression? Their upstanding moral character and their integrity and candor. And, also, the super normal thing they do where they get a bunch of fake passports and identities. Yeah, that we all do when we're not doing crime. I don't know, guys. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below of this wild story. I do not feel remotely bad for Andrew or Tristan Tate. In fact, I find their tears delicious. But y'all will have to let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't yet. Do hit the like button while you're at it and consider becoming a channel member to support my work. With that, guys, we'll be back with more real soon.